Hello, Mr. Suman.
Hi, Sachin.
Hi. So, first of all, thank you for joining us on a Saturday morning, sir. I know you worked hard from Monday to Friday, but no, you agreed for this interview at this time. It's
No,
really nice of you to have
that's my
this.
pleasure.
Considering the position that you are in, it requires even 24 hours is in a day or less sometimes. You have to work that deep and that hard. So, I've been trying to reach you from a long time. The reason is was it for because I'm very intrigued with your portfolio, like the way you started your journey from a gas company to where you are today at ENY. So this is something we would really like to understand. How did you start your journey, and how did you build your career as well, sir? So for our viewers, sir, if you could give us a small introduction, that would be helpful.
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me on this show. It's my pleasure to be on this. To start with my career, it's been a long journey, and the journey hasn't been that smooth. So it's been a roller coaster ride. So I started back in 2001, soon after my MBA with Buruka Gases, which is an industrial gas manufacturing organization. And I started with sales. So a couple of years I spent there in my sales role. Even after that, I moved to a totally different industry, which is print industry. I mean, print industry was that time quite relevant, not like today's world. So there again, the journey was a kind of sales focused mainly, even though it was a client servicing, account management role. But as you know, in any account management or client service role, sales is the key there. The business development is key.
Even revenue
generation, yes. Even though you work with the clients and you understand their requirement and do various operational stuff, but business development being the main focus. So again, spent a couple of years there in that industry. But while working in painter industry, I got an exposure with various, IT conglomerates, large organizations, and especially working with their marketing teams. So because the requirement, the nature of work was such that accounts were all major IT giants of the world, and their marketing collateral requirements. So from there, I started realize field I would like to be. Even though there is a sales and marketing work hand in hand, but there is a difference. There is a thin line difference within sales and marketing. But so I thought marketing is that field where I want to be, and then consciously taken a route through which I could get into a proper marketing role. So from there it started. I thought the best way to get into marketing is, getting into agencies. So from there I started my journey with various direct marketing agencies, event agencies, end-to-end, Whiscraft, Wonderman of the world. And quite a few times, a significant amount of time I spent with these agencies, where I learned marketing in a hard way.
Okay.
So those were hands-on roles, right? I mean, when I started, roles were very, very hands-on, very, very executional stuffs. And then within the agencies also, I grew and got into strategic roles afterwards. But by then, I learned all nitty-gritty of marketing. Back then, even though the digital marketing was not that digital marketing what we see now, it was more of a traditional marketing, events and direct marketing kind of role that time. But in that transition, the digital marketing boom started, and I also started implementing the digital marketing stuff within my roles. And but again, those were all account management roles. As I said, my ultimate goal was to get into corporates, marketing roles, and from there I got opportunity to work with one of the greatest IT giant of the world. So I got into IBM. My stint with IBM was quite large. In about 8 years, I spent with IBM with various capacities, various roles. I did campaign management role there. I did a product marketing role there. So it's been fantastic journey with IBM, and learnings were phenomenal. Then moved to leadership role in Mindtree, where I headed the corporate marketing function for Mindtree. And today I'm with EY. So that's been fulfilling journey for me.
That's great. So did you plan all this thing when you learned about marketing? Because you were not supposed to be where you were, because you loved marketing and you wanted to be there. Then you started planning about it, right? And since I believe that you didn't have a degree in that particular thing, which you later took it from IIM as well, right? Because taking out time to finish that, getting that relevance done, because a lot of the companies won't hire you unless you have a marketing degree, no matter how much you know, because they don't understand degree may not make that much difference as the skills may. I hope the companies are listening. Skills will make a lot of difference, degrees will not. There are a lot of engineers who don't know what is engineering. They have just cleared it out. According to research, 80%, 85% are not employable. India though has large jobs, they are not employable because of the skills they do not have. Multiple skills. We can debate on that later. So, sir, now when you are in a leadership role, when you hire, I hope you are hiring, because you are a leader, so you have a say at least to a team. So, what are the key things that you look at an individual when you want to hire someone?
See, when I hire someone, I definitely look. Of course, skills are essential, but apart from skills, I see how a person is passionate about a particular area, how he or she has gone through in their career. I mean, it's not about just skill; it's about the contribution they have made and how honest they are. You have to be honest in your right. Integrity is a very, very big part. So your skill, your integrity, your passion, I would say, how focused you are, what you want to do. That clarity is required. So if you go back in my career, I was very focused what I want to do.
Exactly.
Right. So that I also look at in a candidate how focused he or she is in terms of where he or she wants to go to. Right.
That's good, sir. So now, sir, now tell me the difference between a marketing and a corporate marketing. Though I understand a difference, there could be slightly a thin line that could be drawn between a marketing. B2C marketing, B2B marketing, and B2B marketing and corporate marketing. So B2B and corporate comes exactly closer to you, but then there is a difference. So if you could explain that difference.
B2B marketing and corporate marketing, as you correctly said, there's a very thin line difference. B2B marketing is more about your field marketing. So say for example, you're a product marketing or a solution marketing. You target your audience. You basically your customers are another organization, right? So you sell it to another organization. So before selling, you create certain amount of demand in the market, targeting those kind of organizations, those industries, and you do various things. You talk about certain. Your capabilities, you talk about how your organization can help the other organization to overcome their challenges. So that's what you're doing in a B2B marketing, right?
That's
corporate marketing it's not different. Corporate marketing is part of the B2B marketing, right? The corporate marketing, you mainly dealing with more in terms of the brand management, more in terms of the overall supporting the B2B space. You basically support your field marketing in terms of your brand, in terms of it could be digital and social as well. Right. So there's an organization to organization, it varies. They categorize corporate marketing. Sometimes it's only brand management. Sometimes brand, digital, social, everything together. It comes under this umbrella. So it's your friends, your field marketing, B2B marketing, and corporate marketing are friends. You go to market together. Anyone can achieve things alone.
That's right, sir. See, because you see, it was very intriguing to me to understand what is the difference between B2B and corporate marketing. The reason is I can understand between B2C and B2B, it's very, very different, vast difference over there, the strategies. Now, corporate marketing, end of the day, B2B is also hitting corporate guys, and corporate marketing is also hitting corporate guys. So when I told to a group of mine on WhatsApp that, I'm going to be interviewing a head of corporate marketing, it's like, what is head of corporate marketing? What are the new terms that you're bringing? So I'm not bringing, it's in the market. Like you have a B2B trainer, corporate trainer. So similarly, you have a corporate marketing as well. So corporate marketing in all, to put it in perspective in simple languages, let's say I'm a marketer. I will reach out to a lot of the companies who are my target audience, try to convert them into sales for marketing team, leads and everything. Corporate marketer, in simple words, though a lot of responsibilities will include, will be basically representing your company at different corporate companies to let them know we are there. So mostly they also might lead to getting your company listed in their vendor list as well. So they can be useful for vendor listing. They can be useful in terms of being in the eye of that company when they're looking for those particular services. That's where you draw the attention of the company. Okay, we are one of those companies. So it's a different move, not a big team in a marketing team, but then definitely a crucial now companies are picking up as the time goes on. So, sir,
but most importantly in corporate marketing, you deal with the brand and communication.
Exactly. No, sir, having been a portfolio manager in IBM, your life was set. You joined Mindtree as a head of corporate marketing, now ENY. How did you manage to get a degree or a time to do your MBA from IIM? So how did you manage that? Because I have applied for it. I know what are the terms and conditions. You have to attend college. You might have to, in some cases, you have to pay a certain lack of amount to be into a degree. Then study as well overall. And that also is a very difficult task while managing your own work, which is very important. So how did you manage to do that?
So one quick correction, from IIM, it was an executive education program. I had an MBA degree before. So IIM program was more specific to digital and social media strategies. So, that was, while working with IBM, I think during 2016, 2017 timeframe, I did my executive education program from IIM. And that was a very specific to digital and social media strategies. So it was, I would say, adding another layer to on and above, MBA. So I did my MBA back in 98, 2000. So
wow.
2000 pass out I was. So after that, it's been long time. I was just working, and then I thought, let's add something new. Let's learn something new, rather. When I thought of learning something new, I thought it's better being in Bangalore. Let's let's learn it from IMB, and I was quite right. That executive education program gave me a lot of different perspective, and which is really helping me doing current leadership roles.
But how did you squeeze in that time? You have a personal life to manage, then you have a company to handle, campaigns to handle, a lot of work and all. So my question is more specifically to how did you get that time? How did you get that gist of learning while you're teaching your subordinates in the office, your colleagues in the office? You have to raise kids, families are there, and then how do you find to squeeze in that time? Because a lot of people want to do, but they cannot do because they have a dearth of time. So how did you manage that? Did you give it on your sleep at this juncture also when you are well settled to do everything? So how did you get that?
See, the time you need to find out. No one can give you a recipe that how do you find a time for learning something new. So while working, you try to squeeze some time, or in between work you might have sometimes which is very rare. but sometimes you get a little leisure time when you don't spend that time, learning something new. So you better spend that time, learn something new. So that's how you need to take out times. I mean, there is no as I said, no recipe for that. Every day you need to take out some time based on your busy schedule and weekends and other holidays. So you just take out time and read something new. And when you start implementing those in your while learning, you learn more.
Exactly. So that's right. Now, sir, when you were, chatting up the ladder, when you were growing up the ladder, what are the important things that you learned? A lot of people take fast track promotions because of their individual performance, right? But that doesn't necessarily convert into a good leadership, right? Some people take their own sweet time and then they go up the ladder and then they actually become a very good leader as well because they're learning while growing, right? Because some people are just target oriented, that I hit the target, I get the leadership role, and I expect everyone to do the same, right? So how do you manage? How do you manage individuals like that in your team, or you have seen over a period of time? Because some are target oriented, they may not necessarily be people oriented. Some are people oriented, they might miss out on targets here and there, but overall that's a good way to take a team forward as well. So how do you differentiate between them, and how do you make sure that there's a fine balance?
See, I always believe in leadership, not just being manager. Mm-hmm. So there is a difference between a manager and a leader. Mm-hmm. So you don't, as a leader, you don't get into micromanagement. You don't just focus on the task. Mm-hmm. Of course, work is important. Definitely, you have certain goals and you have certain goals to achieve, right? But many times people forget to achieve those goals. You need to make the fundamentals clear, right? You need to motivate people. You need to understand how they are human, right? They are human.
Exactly.
Like you. Like the leader, a leader is a human being, and the team members are also a human being. So you need to understand their psyche, you need to understand their challenges, you need to understand what motivates them, and accordingly, adjust things. Understand their skills. A person may be good at certain things and not good at something else. Another person might be very good at those areas. So understand your team members accordingly, and assign things accordingly. And if there are skill gaps, upskill them. There is there is nothing that you cannot learn. And if there is will, right? So each team member understand them, their skills, their motivation, their what they like to do, and accordingly you guide them. You being a leader, you need to guide them. You just not as a manager, you tell them you have to do this and you better do this, or else there is no future. No, you have to guide them. You have to ensure that person, your team members, are also growing. Like you, they also have aspiration, right? Exactly. Everyone, in their career has aspirations. They want to grow. So you have to see what makes them feel confident, what makes them, motivate to work, what you want them to do, and accordingly you, make that, environment accordingly. You give them that, and then automatically your goals will be achieved. What I believe. Okay. If you lead your team as a leader, then your goals, it's just matter of time. You just achieve those goals just like that. Otherwise, you will just struggle.
Yeah. The reason I ask this question is because we are into marketing, so we understand there are a lot of creative individuals in our team, and they have a very strong opinion of what they want to do because they have their own psychology of understanding things. They have done some different research. Everyone has done the same research, but some have done a little extra, and they're coming with some extra which we are not available. Now, when we have individuals like this, okay, in the team, it's really difficult to manage sometimes because we are not able to justify the talents each of them. It's not like we can't justify. It's just like we want to do what is right for the team, but sometimes we, in that thing, we actually tend to follow what we want to do, and they felt left out or ignored that their particular decision has, or suggestions may not have been taken into consideration. Because I want the freshers, the people who are going to join, understand marketing is not an individual game, it's a team game. You might bring a brilliant idea as an individual, but because you need to take the permission from your boss, then CEO, then get the funds right, and then probably understand it. It's not about you taking a degree, you are a brilliant guy, you coming and making a difference. It could be in exceptional cases because you are the boss, you're also a brilliant thinker, and then you do it what you want to do, and your team also follows for something like that. So this is where team game also comes into play. Now, sir, moving from this idea, I want you to a bit describe about your association with digital marketing. You joined in 2000, pretty much a post-digital era, pre-digital era, we can say, very, very bad. In India, it took almost 2005, 6, 7 to come digital, to somebody was thinking something is happening, and by the 2010 came, it was already there. And we used to call it online marketing. So what is the main difference that you have seen?
See, I don't see digital marketing different from marketing. It's just a channel which wasn't there or which wasn't used in before, what you say, the pre-digital era. So digital marketing is part of overall marketing, where you use a digital channel more often, and there is a different technique, different skills which require to communicate through those channels. And at the same time, your understanding about customers makes easier your digital channel, right? So digital is an enhancer. Marketing is marketing. Still, marketing concepts are same. For digital marketing concepts have not changed. Right?
That's right.
So your marketing, you need to understand your customer. You create your messaging accordingly. You create your value proposition according to your customers. It's not that digital marketing, your value proposition changes, your messaging changes, or your understanding about the customer changes. Only thing is, through digital marketing, you ensure that, because everyone is on digital now, your customers are there, right? So you tell your story in a better way through digital marketing. You give a better experience through digital marketing. You be there in front of them much faster through digital marketing. Right?
Exactly.
So there are traditional marketing media. There's a digital media. So I look at digital marketing in that way. In that process, you need different skills.
Okay, that's great, sir. So you pretty much have summed it up. Like I said, just a channel. Earlier it should be direct marketing or a hoarding marketing. You can put your boards on the roads, and that was the thing. Now, you did your degrees in social media strategy, digital marketing, to understand a bit. If somebody wants to get into digital marketing, how should they start up? Because we understand there are a lot of companies offering a lot of degrees, a lot of programs, certification for 3 months, 45 days. Starts with 555, 495, goes on to 1,555. And of course, there are genuine companies, goes deeper into that. But how does somebody start with digital marketing? Because me being in from past a decade to understand it, and 5 years or 7 years completely practicing it, I sometimes need to take an expert's recommendation before I execute certain strategy, right? But there are these companies who claim to we'll teach you everything, you will be fantastic. And when these guys come for an interview, they don't know anything about it and they go blank. We were not taught this, right? So how, if somebody wants to start, she doesn't have a money, how do they start?
See, no certification would make you perfect. I mean, those claims, I mean, it's up to an individual, right? Certifications would give you certain exposure, would give you, certain information. Now it's up to you, how do you make those information implemented? And while working, you learn better things. So it's not that just you do certain certification and you become an expert of digital marketing. So you need to take those learnings, you need to take those knowledge into your job and learn hard way. So, and also you need to have that passion. If you don't like digital as your core area to understand it, then you would never learn it. I mean, you need to have that passion to be a digital marketer. Because it requires a lot of skills, specific things to understand, specific technology to understand. So I mean, you need to have that passion in you, and then if you have that, and there are multiple ways. It is not just you take a certification and you become. While working, I would say while working you learn better. Than just doing a certification. Certification is required. I'm not saying certifications don't teach you anything. So one quick thing I would say while doing IMB course, what they said, we don't teach you to which fish to catch. We teach you how to do fishing.
Now that's a very deep line of thinking. If somebody wants to teach, it's like, don't give a beggar alms. It's an old story, but teach him how to work. He will earn his own bread. Something on those lines. That's right. So now, due to pandemic, and we are actually past 3 months, 4 months that we are doing interviews. I've been asking these questions to a lot of people. A lot of people have lost their jobs, corporates are cutting down the salaries, so individuals who are driving lakhs of salaries are now in thousands. Their confidence has shaken up on their own capability, and they're just working to survive now because there are no good offers. They didn't have a plan B. So what is your message to them, how to keep hope alive during these times and how to keep working on it?
See, I mean, this is very unfortunate and very unprecedented incident. But having said that, I would say be confident. Be confident what you are and what you can bring onto the table. If you have a good experience backed, then that experience would never go away from you. Exactly. It might be few months of challenge, but upskill yourself. Take this time to upskill yourself and continue to hunt for job and see what's happening. It's not that no one is recruiting. Hirings are on. You need to hirings are on, but specific to roles, of course. Probably certain hirings which used to happen pre-COVID, where certain roles were not that required, but very small. Certain roles organizations used to hire. Now, probably organizations are not hiring for those roles. They are just hiring which roles are absolutely important for their businesses, but they are hiring. So if you have your skills and your experience with you, it's just a matter of time. Be patient, be confident, don't lose hope. You'll definitely get hired. It's everyone has got, I believe in one thing. I also faced, it's not COVID, but for something else, I also faced certain situations where, honestly speaking, I didn't have job for, probably 4 months, 5 months.
Okay.
But
And then
I,
landed a good job.
I landed in a good job. I mean, it's just matter of time. Wherever your skills, your experience matches with the requirement of an organization, particular role, you will be hired. It's not
right.
that, and also don't dishearten due to no rejections.
Okay.
Rejections doesn't mean that you are not worth. Rejections are part of a hiring process. Rejections are part of your career.
That's right, sir. That's right. That's right. So, sir, before we end this interview, a lot of the college students who campus hirings have been freezed for a long time now. In some of the famous colleges, and they are not able to get some kind of a start that they are required. If they want to start in marketing, at least, so what should they do? Freshers, I'm talking about freshers, college graduates. Somewhere there's something has to learn because they cannot sit and while away the time they have to learn. It's important that they learn. So what should they learn if they are looking into marketing as a career?
See, for example, engineering students, right? They have a very good marketing. They can go to marketing, of course, because engineering background helps especially in IT marketing. So if you know technology, and if you feel that certain technologies are prevalent in the market, understand those, because your understanding of technology would help you in marketing. Exactly. What you do in marketing, you understand your customers' challenges. Then you say that certain technology, especially, it may not be, technology may not be required for certain challenges. Not all challenges be solved by technology. But I'm saying, for example, if engineering students, they know, certain challenges are in the market, organizations are facing. So, which certain challenge can be overcome by few solutions, few technologies. So marketing is nothing but communicating that how these technologies, how these solutions can help you overcome your challenges.
Okay, that's great to know, sir. Sir, let me thank you for joining us at Net Talk. It's a good knowledge session. I was going more technical with a lot of the guests that I had earlier. I just wanted to have an overview of marketing. I think we are fairly successful in getting that out. And as time passes, a lot of people will come up with a lot of questions. So probably we can have a next round of interview because
sure.
Difference between B2B corporate marketing, we have almost pretty much covered it. But there is a discussion about strategy, content marketing and others needs to be discussed. And we can probably have this conversation in future as well, because by the time you will be more settled in your very large role that you have in E&Y. So I would be, getting deeper into that as well for that.
Thank you. And I would look forward to.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sachin. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Yeah. So here I was with Mr. Suman Bhattacharjee. Suman sir started his career way back in 1998, 2000. He started in the pre-digital era, all the way worked till in 20 years to post-digital era. He's head of corporate marketing at Mindtree, and then he's got a very good position at E&Y right now. He had a plan in terms of what he wants to do with his career. So when he understood that he loves marketing, he started working towards it, and over a period of time acquired those diplomas, degrees, so that companies at least don't reject based on the degrees you may not have, because he's very skilled. So having a degree, at least in our society, matters a lot, not skills wise, because recruiters or so-called managers have not been trained in that way that they can look post those degrees, most of them. And there are few exceptions cases already, obviously, but some people are not trained for that one. So that's the reason why degrees are still mattered over skills, which is a bad thing. Now, coming to the most important questions, like how do we get hired? Now, thing is, try to go to different job portals. Don't just sit on one particular portal. Go to every job portal that you can. Make sure that you have your resume there, even the new job portals that are coming up in the market, because they also have some tie up with corporates. They're giving some freebies, so corporates are also coming into for free logins over there, to hunt for the resumes. That happens in the back. That's a back game. So go there, go every possible job portal, put in your resume, and try applying. Keep applying as long as you can. Keep applying every day. Keep a target of at least applying 50 jobs. You might get there someday. Now, if you are not getting the job what you want to, but still you need a certain amount to survive, I'll tell you, take that job for some time. At least you'll be busy and then you'll be happy about it. But then if you don't want to do what you don't want to do, then don't do it. Then just don't do it. Follow your heart and you will be successful. It takes a little patience, patience of time, and you will understand it. I was just referring to an old interview of Steve Jobs yesterday. I was just feeling demotivated that my studies are not working. So I was just looking at that interview, and he said that we can only connect the dots going backwards. It's just a reminder of beautiful things he said, out of the many things that he has said. So whatever is happening right now, you will not be able to judge why it's happening right now with you. But as the time passes and you grow a little wiser, you will understand why this happened. But then keep equipping yourself with more skills. Go and learn some skills. It's free on YouTube. Search for different channels. You will get it in all the languages. That's going to help you out. And for now, thank you for joining us at Net Talk. We look forward to having more conversations like this. Thank you. Take care.